What is up? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Back with some more Resident Evil 4 Remake Separate Ways gameplay for you. And today we're going to be talking about the recent release comments talking about how Capcom views mods and how they believe that the mods are a problem and that they're basically the same thing as cheating, which seems kind of strange, but we'll get into that. Well, first thing I want to talk about is just the fact that no, I am not a PC gamer, and maybe one day I'll maybe merge to PC at one point, but I'm not very PC smart, so I've never had the, I guess, joy or whatever you want to call it of using mods in games, but I've watched a lot of people use mods, and one of the things about the mods is that they really can enhance and lengthen the life cycle of a game, and I'm just talking about single player. Obviously, multiplayer is a completely different story, but with mods, a lot of times you're just watching people change up the game's characters to be, either just different outfits or completely different characters altogether, which can make things fun. As I said before, I remember back in Skyrim days where they had the dragons modded to be Macho Man Randy Savage, and, just having them fly around saying, "Ooh, yeah," just stuff you would laugh at, but definitely make the gameplay experience last a lot longer with these mods. So I never saw anything about it, but apparently there's a problem with this, and Capcom views this whole thing as possibly, no different than cheating, and this is a quote from them. "For the purposes of anti-cheat and anti-piracy, all mods are defined as cheats," Capcom explained. "The only exception to this are mods which are officially supported by the developer, and as Capcom sees it, all user-created mods are internally no different than cheating." And I guess if you want, and once again, I'm not a technical, computer whiz or something like that. I guess you want to be technical, yeah, but see, here's the problem, and they make it out to be, well, this can hurt the development and stuff like that. I could understand your argument if you were going to talk about the mods in terms of, a multiplayer game. Like if you were modding something multiplayer, I can understand that because you have multiple people playing and that could affect the gameplay experience. And, I guess possibly a positive way, but also a negative way because not everyone's going to be in on it and stuff like that, or maybe not know what they're going to expect through these mods. But like in single player games, and as I said, Capcom, obviously the big one is Resident Evil. You see Resident Evil get modded all the time. I mean, at this point, what haven't they done? Is that some of the mods are really creative. They have different characters, or they'll have different costumes from the characters in other games, or they'll get really, really, not safe for work, like with, their nude mods, which doesn't personally attain to me. But once again, they're out there, and they try to make the claim that, not only are these mods cheating, but they also can ruin the reputation. And I don't see how mods are ruining the reputation of a game, because if you want to play that card, I guess every franchise has their reputation ruined, because I assume by reputation they mean, when they show the 18 or older mods or something like that, whatever it may be. I've seen all kinds of crazy, goofy mods, nude Leon or something like that running around here. If you want to say, oh, that ruins the reputation, I guess every franchise, game, movie, TV show has been ruined because, it's the internet, people. Like, no matter what character there is, there's some, not safe for work version of that character on the internet. Like, to act like, oh, this is going to magically ruin a reputation. You couldn't be any more wrong than if you tried, because at that point, I guess they're all ruined. As I said, it's the internet. They're going to do every dirty-minded thing you could possibly think of. And as I said, I don't necessarily want to have those versions of those characters in my game, but it's not bothering me. Personally, I don't see why it would bother them. Once again, these mods, you can argue the mods are probably making them more money, having more people buy the game and, get it and play it for a lot longer, even after initially beating it, because it gives them multiple versions of, to play the game with different versions of the characters. And I'm just going by specific mods in terms of what the characters look like and stuff like that. I'm not talking about modding the actual experience, but, there's a lot of creativity with them too. I don't get the whole, like, I get it, they want to be technical, but I don't see how mods in a single player game and cheating are the, because I remember they did this stuff with Borderlands. I remember the first Borderlands was modded like crazy, and then they dropped that for Borderlands 2, and a lot of people were just like, why can't we have fun? Like, oh, well, we don't want to affect the game. It's like, it's a I mean, yeah, you can play with other players, but it's not like a competitive game. I don't see how that ruins the experience with this. I don't see how this bothers anybody else. I know you're going to get people, as I said, the whole ethical thing, but I don't see how this is hurting them more than helping them. The mods are helping them, and if they're going down the route it looks like they may be going in the future in terms of, hey, we're not going to have mods, that's a big blow. I mean, that's going to be a lot of sales taken away just because of that. Because, I mean, you look at so many of these other Resident Evil games that have come out the last years, like, they still go pretty strong just because of all the mod support. And I'm only speaking through the perspective of Resident Evil. I know there's probably a lot of support for other games like Devil May Cry with Capcom as well with mod support, but there's a whole community for that, and I just don't agree with the whole concept of, hey, this is cheating, we gotta worry about this, and I just don't agree. And this has come from someone who doesn't use mods at all, because obviously I'm not a PC player, but this would just be a huge blow. And I don't. Sometimes you gotta read the room, and I feel like these people that make these decisions, as a Capcom, the ultimate Harvey Two-Face Dent, analogy. As I said, they'll be like Harvey Dent, one side of the coin, they'll be doing good things, and then they'll be like Two-Face, the other side of the coin, doing things like, what the hell are you doing? You've had a really solid year. Why are you going to plant these seeds in here? I just feel like there's more higher up people. They're just so detached from reality and just not understanding, like, you take this away, you're going to be losing money. But it just seems like so many times we see these companies, they do these decisions that it's like, I can understand the decision if it's going to be an unpopular decision, but they expect to make money off it regardless. I can understand that at least. But this isn't going to be one of those decisions, because they do something like this, take away mod support, that's going to cost them a lot of money. So I don't see their whole concept and then the whole argument, ethics and stuff like that. There's no. This is a M-rated game, M for mature rated game. Ethics, like what the hell has that got to do with this type of game? This isn't like an E for everyone game, and they want to play the whole ethics card. This is 18 or older game, and yeah, I know a lot of people younger than that are playing it, and I get it, but you get the point. Like, this isn't like something where we're trying to impersonate like really young children and stuff like that. This is just a stupid argument, and it's like they're trying really hard to justify it, but there is no justifying it. Like, it's been going smooth. Like, this is why your games are selling constantly, why they're still being played to this day, and this is why people love these games. They like that support, and many years after the games are released. And I don't get this whole concept. I really hope somebody there is a voice of reason and realize this is stupid, but that's the thing with these companies. I just feel like you just have these people running this stuff, and they're just really delusional, and they believe this is going to work, and in reality it's just going to slam right in their face. But overall, hopefully, the better of heads thinks through this, think this is dumb. Hopefully they'll get their, head out of their ass and just think about this, think this is stupid. But even though I'm not a PC player, I do feel like this would be a huge blow against them, for money wise. But that is my opinion. I want to hear your guys' opinion. Are you a PC player? Do you mod, do some of the mods for Resident Evil? How big of a blow would it be if they just said, hey, no more mods? And would that cause you not to play the game, or not to play the game as much? Or would you take a stand against it? Or maybe it doesn't bother you at all. But let me know down below in the comment section. But that is going to be it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and hopefully I can see you guys back in the next one. Thanks, and I'll see you all later. Peace.